Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review. What do you mean, who is it? It's me, I'm back. Yeah, sorry it's been too long. Weird things have been happening. Um, and yeah, I've had absolutely no news by our wonderful NHS as it is flushed down the pan because they are absolutely useless, in my opinion, and they do not deserve any sympathy or any pay rise because they are absolutely completely rubbish. If you can afford to, please go private because it's absolutely woeful. And if you can't afford to go private, like me, make sure you take a book. Make sure you take your fully charged phone because you're going to be sitting in the doctors for a long time, especially if you're going to the hospital. I was there for over 7 hours the last time and I didn't get anything, no results, nothing at all. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, it could drive a man to drink, and that's the one thing I can't do at the moment, which is unbelievably sad, dear viewer. But I can still do alcohol-free beer reviews, and I have one for you today. It is dun 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 the Elvis juice, which, if my camera will focus on it, there we go. It looks very similar to the normal Elvis juice. A shield kind of motif as they have. The Brewdog, who are not really my favourite brewery, to be perfectly honest, but the Elvis juice was actually, even the full fat one, was pretty good. And this one is 0.5% ABV, which is nothing to write home about. Puts it on par with a Shandy or something like that. If you forgot what the company was called, it was Brewdog. Absolutely ridiculous. Um, I'm not going to give them that much props. Oh, it's gone out of focus again. Decided to focus on my arm as opposed to the thing that is right in front of the camera. What have we got in this bad boy? So we've got uh, water. We've got lactose. Got malted barley. Lactose. It basically means we've got milk sugar in there. Barley, hops, oats, wheat, yeast, grapefruit, and orange juice flavoring. There's even some lactic acid in there to make it a bit sharper. Anyway, Brewdog, alcohol free. Let's give this bad boy a go. Well, we had quite a good opening, which is cool. Got the old tulip glass, and I will do quite an aggressive pour because I found with these alcohol-free ones, it is incredibly difficult to get any kind of head on these bad boys. Let me see, what will that give me? Will that give me anything reasonable? No, not really. So let's do one of these. There we go. It does have a zestiness. I think it's meant to be, is it grapefruit? Grapefruit infused IPA. With grapefruit flavouring. So does that mean it's not real grapefruit? I don't know. I'm definitely getting a nice fruity kind of zestiness on the nose. The head has literally disappeared. That is a fingernail's head. Probably should have done it nearer the beginning. And as IPAs go, that is pretty damn clear. So this is more West Coast, I would say, in origin, but with a bit of lactose in it. What the hell? Very bizarre. Yeah, the colour looks quite dark as well for an IPA. A West Coast IPA, anyway. Cheers and beers, guys. Let us dive in. Oh, something hit the back of my throat there. Ooh, it's very bitter. What was it? I said was it lactic? No, it wasn't lactic acid, was it? It was some sort of acid. And I'm not drunk, and I'm still. Oh no, it was lactic acid. So perhaps that, or perhaps the flavouring really caught the back of my throat in the way that's kind of like bitter, zesty, fruity, which this is in spades. Um, but the body is really thin. It's bizarre. And I'm getting some residual kind of sweetness at the end. A little bit worried actually. Have they? I mean, lactose is a sugar, isn't it? And have they just packed it with sugar? That's something that I shouldn't really be drinking, to be honest. Um, and like the instructions are in so many foreign different languages. Looks a bit like hieroglyphics. I'm trying to work out exactly what's what. It's difficult, but let's have a look at this. Uh, so let's see, carbohydrates. There we go. Per 100 mil, one. Okay, 2%. That I can live with 2%. I was worried then. Because it tastes quite sweet. Wow. And there's that artificial, this is very artificial, um, kind of thing caught the back of my throat there, dear viewer. So I'm not really enjoying this. And I think the full fat one was a reasonably strong beer. And it's interesting because when I were a lad, when lagers ruled the world, especially in the UK, and I imagine in other places too, beers were usually about 3.5%, 4% ish, and some lagers still are. But we used to drink the 3.5% ones. And then craft beer kind of came along in the new century, and it wasn't unheard of to have 6%, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, well, until very recently, I was drinking 10, 11, 12% beers. Um, so having a 0.5% beer just kind of doesn't cut the mustard, really. Um, Flavour wise, it's not too bad, I have to say. But getting it down your gullet is difficult because something is tickling the back of my throat here, and not in a good way. It's weird. It's almost like that carbon. Um, I've said it many times, but if you're drinking a fizzy lager and you drink it too fast, the bubbles hit the back of your throat. And like, as far as this is concerned, I think they've added some. They've called it lacto or lactic acid. Um, but I think maybe that's catching. Uh, and yeah, it's not natural. Very weird. But then home brewers, and of which I am, yeah, we talk about adding salts and adding things, adding acids and alkalis sometimes to a brew to kind of. Sometimes it's to adjust the pH, admittedly, but sometimes it's to try and give a bit of a kind of taste thing as well. Um, Usually to the water to affect the water profile. But this is just ugh, the most artificial beer. I mean, yeah, not getting on with this one at all. Uh, and only 0.5% of the ABV. Dear friends, I would not recommend this one. The Punk IPA has been the best so far, the alcohol-free one. just very, very odd, and not very much like a beer. Anyway, thanks for staying with me. Just over 10 minutes. I'm going to call it there. It's been Uncle Jonna reviewing beers so you guys don't have to, drinking alcohol-free beers so you guys don't have to. And I can't recommend that Brewdog one. It's absolutely gash. We'll see you later. Take care of yourselves. Drink some beer.